Foreign Minister of Zambia, Mulambo Haimbe, my dear friend, Minister of Defense, members of Parliament, ambassadors, distinguished guests. It is an honor and a privilege to be here in Lusaka and open Israel's embassy. It is truly exciting moment to raise our flag, the Israeli flag, and to hear Hatikva here in Zambia after 52 years. And it is a beginning of a new chapter between our nations. Relations between our countries are not only based on common interests. They are also rooted in shared values. These are relations between two nations of believers. Believers in ancient traditions based on the Holy Bible. It is an alliance of believers. And I know that together we will do great things together. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from Jerusalem, D.C., David's capital, the eternal capital of our ancient homeland and the Jewish people. I come from the land of Israel, where the Jewish people are realizing the ancient visions of the biblical prophets. The prophets of the Bible envisioned that the Jewish people would return to the promised land. And so we did. But we always, throughout our 2,000 years of exile, maintain a continuous Jewish presence in the land of Israel, in Jerusalem, in Hebron, in Tiberias, in Safat. And I want to tell you a story I told this morning to the minister. When I was a young cabinet secretary, at the time the foreign minister was Ariel Sharon. After that he became a prime minister. The prime minister remains the same. It's Benjamin Netanyahu. That was 1998. And he told me about a visit to the Vaticano when he met the Pope, John Paul II. And he said, immediately when I entered, he asked me, Mr. Foreign Minister, do you know the difference between Terra Santa and Terra Prometida? And he said to me, I just started to think, what should I reply? But the Pope didn't give me the time to think about it. He immediately said, holy for all three religions, promised only to the Jews. And repeated on that sentence one more time. Minister, in your visit to Israel last June, you visited the ancient biblical sites in Jerusalem and Samaria. You saw that these visions we read in the Bible have become a reality. We are a proud and ancient nation. And Israel is a strong and modern country militarily, technologically, economically. It is a powerhouse in a stormy region, but it's also a force for good in the world. And we are a resilient nation, overcoming the many, many challenges we face. We want to share our successes and capabilities with our friends. And Zambia is a friend, and I believe in Zambia's future. And frankly, we want to be a part of it. Many countries in Africa are lining up for Israel to open an embassy in their capitals these days, we choose to begin in Zambia. I promised that to my colleague on our first phone conversation on January, and we are doing it today. We believe in Zambia's potential. We believe that Zambia is a country of values, domestically and in its foreign policy. We believe Zambia is a strategic partner for Israel in the southern part of Africa. And we are both nations of faith with strong roots who believe in a better future. Ladies and gentlemen, relations with Zambia go back to its independence in 1964. Zambia's first president, Kenneth Kaunda, formed relations with Israel. Unfortunately, like other African countries, Zambia decided in 1973 to break its diplomatic relations with Israel, and they were restored in 1991. In 2015, President Lungu opened Zambia's embassy in Israel. He passed away a few months ago, and I send my condolences to the people of Zambia. The same spirit of friendship continues today under President Hichilema. We fondly remember his visit to Israel in 2023. And then, in this visit, he asked us to open an Israeli embassy in Lusaka. The spirit of friendship was expressed in Zambia's moral stance alongside Israel. I commend you for submitting an advisory opinion supporting Israel in the distorted procedure in the International Court of Justice. Ladies and gentlemen, the new embassy will surely contribute to our bilateral relations and partnerships with Zambia. Despite being a small country, Israel is sharing its knowledge and capabilities with its friends. We are establishing these days a trauma and emergency unit in a hospital in Livingstone. We also host the 11 months internship in agriculture for hundreds of Zambian students in Israel, in Israeli Negev. As the book of Psalms says, God has restored us to our ancient homeland like streams in the Negev. With our technology, we are making the Negev, our desert, bloom. And we are sharing that knowledge today with Zambian students. Hundreds have already been trained in Israel, and another 150 students will be trained in Israel this coming year. We also host special courses, especially for Zambia, in water management, food security, and agriculture. Many Israeli NGOs are operating in Zambia, and I want to mention, due to the fact they are doing a great job, to note a few: Save a Child's Heart, Innovation Africa, Tevel Betzedek, Cultivate, and more to come. Israel and Israelis are proud to help its friends. I want to thank Ambassador Ofra Farhi for her hard work, but I promise her now you'll work harder.
I take the challenge.
So it's something like, when you get a job, our Prime Minister said, congratulations and condolences. I also want to thank the head of our Africa Division, Deputy Director General Sharon Barley, for her tireless efforts to promote Israel's engagement with Africa as a whole and with Zambia specifically. I also thank the many hard-working men and women in the Foreign Ministry who made this day possible, and all those in the Foreign Ministry of Zambia who helped them. Today, ladies and gentlemen, Israel is returning to Zambia. And we are strengthening the alliance of believers between our nations, between our peoples, strengthening our engagement with the African continent's countries is part of my strategic goals for the Foreign Ministry of Israel in 2025. And opening our embassy here in Zambia is one of the cornerstones of this plan. We will strengthen our relations, we will deepen our partnerships, and we will work together to create a better future for both of our nations. Thank you.